In the next release, we're going to have a capability to produce numerous virtual reports so that the user can track any function, any parameter over time. Cash flow, accounts receivable, inventories, production orders. We'll have access to all the data tied to the day and the quarter of the simulation so that we can provide any kind of information for the user to figure out what's happening and why. I think for many users, the game is frequently a black box. How do I find out what's going on in the system? Why am I not making money? Why is my product not selling? And with the new reports, you'll be able to do a lot of queries and ask, what if? Why is this working? What's happening to my system? What's happening to my production? How is my inventory working? We'll be able to grab that data and know how it's been tracking over time and give the user the ability to manipulate that data, to filter it, to understand what's happening in their company. The trouble with the SAP time is that we're playing the simulation game on the same day. So we're looking at second by second, really representing days and quarters. Now we've been able to feed back that information about what day and what quarter we had a production order, what day and what quarter we had a sales order, and what our inventory levels were at the end of every simulated day, what our production was for every simulated day. So now we can really have the data to produce the kind of reports that we need for the game. With these reports, we're using the same structure and for many of the reports as in the SAP system. Many of the standard reports like production order report, sales order report, all we're doing is adding simulated day and time information so that it's useful for the game. But for the student, they'll be looking at the same reports that they'd be looking in a corporate environment. So the learning that they get from the game will translate very quickly into industry. All this data is now available through ALV grid reports, and that gives a lot of capability to the user to sort, to sum, to filter data, and also to export it to spreadsheets to provide any sort of graphical look, as well as graphical capability within the ALV grid control itself. So not only is the data available, but there are useful tools within SAP to analyze the data, and that data can be exported into Excel spreadsheets. This is really going to open this game up for professors in finance accounting who previously had trouble using SAP in the classroom because they really didn't have a lot of history, they didn't have a lot of data to look at. Now you have an operating concern, and now we'll have all the data to look at it financially, to look at the balance sheet and income statement, to look at why it changed and when it changed and how manufacturing, sales, production decisions affect the balance sheet and income statement. There's going to be a richness of data that hasn't been there previously with SAP classroom applications. For people in the production and supply chain world, now you can make the game dynamic. You can understand, rather than a static paper Excel spreadsheet sense, what we need to do in terms of planning lead times, what we need to do in terms of having material available on time, how much production is scheduled, how quickly we change products, because we have a real system and now we have real understanding of what's happening and what our status is. It's going to make it much more useful for the professor in production or supply chain.